Welcome in, everyone, broadcasting live from Austin, Texas, KZI 88.7 FM, and this is called The Fans View. This is the preeminent sports program here on this mighty fine community radio station. We have Jamal January over there. This is the captain at the helm of the ship.
Literally, I can turn off someone's mics if they annoy me.
You control it all.
I can.
So we got to be nice. When y'all call in, be nice. Me right here, I'm going to be nice. Got to do the best I can. I am Douglas Paul Washington II. And boy, do we have some things to talk about.
We sure do.
Today. Now, we know there are a lot of people from a lot of different places. And y'all are here now. So listen, people, it ain't where you're from, it's where you're at. So you're here with us, you're listening to us, you rocking with us. We got people streaming all over the world. We don't care. If you want to talk about your team and what they did in the draft, man, we here for it. That's how we get down. If you are a first-time listener, the long-time listeners, they know how we get down. We gonna get it. We gonna get to some NBA. We gonna talk some NFL. We gotta talk that draft.
Yeah.
What is on your mind, people? We can even talk CONCACAF last night because Inter Miami went up against the Vancouver Whitecaps, and there's some Messi fans out there. So just letting y'all know, we get in everywhere that you want to get in. Let's start it off, Mr. January, with the top headlines from last night. Top headlines, people. Cam Ward goes number 1 overall.
Well deserved.
The Tennessee Titans, if you didn't know, if you're just waking up, I envy you on a Friday, you just waking up at 10 o'clock. The Tennessee Titans selected University of Miami quarterback Cam Ward with the first overall pick. Now, that's making a meteoric rise from a 0-star recruit to top draft pick.
That's nice. Man.
Jamal.
Yep.
Coming out of high school, you went on to run at a D1 level. For those who don't know, Abilene Christian University.
Scratching cats.
You won a couple conference championships, right?
Right.
Jamal, how heavily recruited were you?
Not heavy.
There it is.
Not heavy recruited.
So they slept on you.
Yep.
All them teams that you beat in that conference, did all of those teams recruit you?
Only one of them.
I bet the rest of them wish they had.
Yeah.
So talk to us about what that's like, the drive, the purpose, the determination that comes out of, man, they won't check in on me, but I'm about to show them. How'd you feel?
It kind of like fuels my fire, or ignites my flame, I guess we'll say. But it does suck, coming out of high school, being considered, an underdog. And then sometimes you see a lot of people who they're that you might think you're better than, and and they're like, it's almost like they're living your dream almost. But at the same time, I'm blessed for the opportunity that I got, and I'm always gonna cherish it forever. Shout out to Abilene Christian for taking a chance on me. I don't visit there a lot just because of the drive, but same time, I still got some great relationships with my past coaches and some of my past teammates. At the end of the day, it's all love coming from Jamal January,
And what do you think Cam wants to show the league, show the world?
I know he definitely wants to show that he can bring that franchise up and potentially be, an offensive rookie of the year off rip. But it is crazy because for those that don't know his journey, yes, like you said, he's a 0-star recruit. And I think coming out of high school, his offense was running like the wing T. So he wasn't really passing the ball as much, right? He wasn't really showcasing his arm as much. Then he goes to UIW, Incarnate Word, up in San Antonio. Then does, I think, 2 years there, then transfers to Washington State. That's a Pac-12 school. That's a big jump for those that don't know. Southland UIW is in the Southland Conference. That's an FCS program. Goes from the Southland Conference to the Pac-12. Well, what used to be the Pac-12. Yes, sir. And then from Washington State goes to Miami, and first game of the season against Florida, balls out, and then had a tremendous career at Miami, and now first round draft pick, man. That's a heck of a story, man.
It is. It's perfect. The number 1 draft pick. You're going down in history. No matter how this turns out, the movie we can make the movie now. Yeah. It doesn't matter because everybody doesn't win the Super Bowl, man. Let's talk about Dan Marino.
Yep.
Tom Brady
As I wear my
just recently came out and he said the greatest arm talents of all time. You know who he said first? Dan Marino. Dan Marino ain't win no Super Bowl. He went as a rookie, for those who don't know, and then never made it back.
Yeah.
but he'll go down in history as possibly the greatest arm of all time. And if the greatest of all time, Tom Brady, I hope at this point that's not disputable amongst all of our listeners, says that that's the greatest arm of all time, well, it is what it is. This is a great story. Who's gonna get that? Is Disney gonna get it? Nickelodeon's gonna get it? Netflix gonna get it? Who's gonna get that?
It's gonna be Lifetime, man.
Lifetime. Is it gonna be a knee jerk? You gonna cry, ain't you, Jamal?
Maybe a little bit.
I'm the same way, brother. I when I see the blood, sweat, and tears and how back then they didn't want me, now I'm hot, they all on me. I tear up a little bit.
Speaking of, you mentioned tears and crying. I did not know there was a betting prop on first round criers. About how many players will cry, at the draft, right?
Yeah.
And my friends were texting me. They were like, "Yep, Cam Ward cried. That's one." Yeah. Because he took the over, and then he was like, "Travis not crying is insane." Then Will Campbell got emotional up there, and it was just funny. Like I was like, "Man, you can really bet on so many things."
Was it me, or was this more family centric? Because the parents were breaking me, bro, and I like that they did that. But there were a couple parents that were like tearing up because I'm a youth sports coach. You know, I spend a lot of time with these kids. It's the people like me to keep these kids interested so that one day they can become that, right? Because we can get a little too intense and we can scare them away. And then I got kids, and I know with my kids and their activities, I want them to succeed. And then when you see that all of your time, your energy, those late days, extra hours, man, it every time they showed a parent weeping, I was like, oh, come on.
The money maker shot.
Yeah, I was getting close, bro. I was getting close.
It is a little, I do find it interesting because back then, the way when I was looking at the draft, a player would get drafted and then their family will be right there with them right after they got their jersey and everything. They kind of changed that, you know. They leave the family in the green room and they could do that long walk.
Brother, wasn't that the longest walk? That was the like, Green Mile walk.
Like now I see why. Now I see why they have those bicycles on the side. It was like, man, anybody want to hop on one, travel to the main stage?
What do you think about the mirror? Mirror on the wall. Which sixth pick overall? I mean, I liked that. Seeing them get their fit right. Okay, I liked it. I liked that part. Jamal, a lot of teams won't check in on you when it was time for you to come out. And shout out to Papa January. We always talk about Papa January. Well, if we didn't talk about him last week, we're messing up. But I respect you and everything you've accomplished, Jamal. And then I know that your dad is a great dad behind you. So, when you won that first conference championship, who broke first, Mama or Papa? Were they weeping and crying?
Probably. I was when I won in indoor, they were at the top of the stands.
Oh, they were there.
Yeah, they were there. But it was just kind of far away to see, really like see which one of them broke first. And at the time it was kind of after COVID, so they both had masks on. Oh, dang. So I really couldn't tell.
Yeah, Papa was able to hide.
But my guess is probably my mom.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my guess would definitely have to be my mom.
I was hoping Papa
my mom's
January
a crier.
Yeah, bro, I said to my wife last night, when this happens for one of our kids, you do the interview. Was it? There was an interview. They started with the mom first. They came to the dad. He was sniffling. His voice broke, and they went back to the mom because the dad couldn't hold it together. That's me. Like, look, man, I did so much for my baby. I love this. Back to you, ma'am.
Back to you, ma'am.
Yeah, that's the most important thing. Let's get one more little top headline for everybody. Duval. If y'all don't know, the Jacksonville Jaguars trade up for Travis Hunter. If you want to know why they're saying Duval, because it's in Duval County. Yeah. Jacksonville is one of the largest cities in America, people land-wise. Doesn't have that population. So it is huge. There's a bunch of people. Now, for y'all, if y'all don't remember, Travis Hunter played his ball in southern Georgia. Yeah. So this is right down the street. And if his mom let us know last night, it sounded like she a Jacksonville girl anyway. So she coming back home to the crib with her son on that team. Shout out to their owner, Mr. Khan. Yeah. You saw he was in the green room. He won't mess around. He's like, hey, get this done. Yep, get this done. Cleveland want to play ball? We getting them. So if y'all didn't know, in a bold move, the Jacksonville Jaguars traded up from the 5th to the number 2 spot to select the University of Colorado's two-way star, Travis Hunter. Also the Heisman winner. Get him, Jamal, if they don't know. He was known for his exceptional skills as both a wide receiver and cornerback. And if you don't know what a cornerback is, that's the person who covers the wide receiver. Jamal.
Yeah.
This is perfect.
It is.
This is a quarterback who can throw you open. He does have arm strength.
Yeah.
He's mobile, so you could do one or two, because Travis is built for those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 moves, and then he's open. Trevor Lawrence has the wheels for that. And then lastly, that's an organization. They're going to let that brother play both ways.
Yeah, they can
They ain't
definitely
going to
use
fight
him.
him.
I think me personally, I think they should mainly use him for corner and then bring him over to receiver. I don't think they should use him for a receiver to bring him over to corner, because
I agree.
You just had Brian Thomas Jr. just pop off a phenomenal rookie season as a receiver, right? So I think it's literally the perfect plan to put him at DB and let him come over and play a little bit of receiver too. You know?
Now, we have another little top headlines we got to talk about.
Here we go.
Well, you know what? We got listeners from all over the place. So we got the participators and we got the haters. 512-836-2887. Call up, and before you start talking, I want you to say hater or participator. We just want to know where you at. We want to know where you at so we can get our mind right while we listen to you. Shador Sanders goes unselected in round 1. Despite high expectations, Colorado quarterback Shador Sanders was not selected in the first round, leaving teams like the Browns, the Giants, the Raiders,
Don't forget
and the Saints passing on him.
And Steelers.
Brother.
Yeah.
Shout out to Mr. Harmon, the defensive tackle the Steelers went and got with 21st pick. But why nobody rushing for Mr. Harmon? Come on, man. There's a couple in the second round you could have got. What y'all trying to do, man? You know what they trying to do, Jamal? Let me hit you first. You know what they trying to do?
What?
Cozy up to Aaron Rodgers.
I guess so.
That's what they're doing. Because they don't want Aaron to get all mad and salty. Oh, y'all, look, man, they did this to me in Green Bay. They did this to me in the Jets. They brought in the Wilson. They had the Wilson dude, and everyone's like, the Wilson dude. And now y'all want to do this other dude, and y'all want me to go ahead and especially when he was tight with Tom Brady. So everything he gonna be saying, well, Tom Brady said nah, man, I ain't really trying to check on that. You think that was part of it?
I think so. I think they're banking on Aaron Rodgers to run their organization next year.
I like how you said run the organization.
Run the organization next year. Granted, though, like I said in prior times being on the show, I think I look at Aaron Rodgers as a Kevin Durant, obviously kind of a poison to an organization. And not as in like will be a bad teammate, but will get your like coaches and everybody fired and your GMs. And
Kevin
like
Durant.
That, so.
And I hope he's listening. You know, he's in a couple pickleball leads, and you know he done for the summer.
Oh, okay.
He owns a team.
Oh,
yeah. He gets into that pickleball. Yo, KD, call up. You know, I got that DMV love, but Playboy, you always doing a little too much.
Exactly.
Yeah, the burner account. You didn't want to go back to the Warriors, and then you don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna tell us nothing. Come on, man. Just say you ain't want to go be with Draymond.
Yeah.
Why Draymond still in your head, KD? That's what it is.
Exactly.
Man, just say, man, I don't want to deal with Draymond. I really don't. You know it ain't Steph. It ain't Steph.
It can't
now, I do think he's a little mad at Steph.
Yeah.
Because Steph is an enabler. Because let's be honest, dude. If Steph said, yo, Draymond, you doing a little too much. But Steph likes to have that enforcer. That's his big brother. That's the person that takes up for him. That's what he needs. Yeah. That's what he wants. And I think that's another thing KD held against Steph is like, man, you could have hollered at your boy. You could have sided with me, and then we both could have been against Draymond. But you just want to fade into the bushes like that that Homer Simpson. Yeah. So that's my opinion, and I'm in agreement with you about KD.
Yeah.
All right, so. Would you say with this second round, the Browns have 2 of the next 4 picks when the second round start?
Yeah.
You think they jump it back in?
On the Shador train?
Yes, sir.
Probably not. I'm so when I look at it, tell me those first like 5 picks.
Oh,
was it?
The first 5 picks. Oh, that we had in the draft.
No.
In the second round.
For the round 2.
Okay. So in the second round, we got Cleveland.
Yep.
We got Houston. We got Tennessee Titans.
Yep.
We got Cleveland again, and then the Raiders.
That's what I think.
That's what I think too. But the only thing is, what if the Browns are like, nah, man, I don't know if we should pass this up. I think that's because they got 2 looks at it. I think the Raiders should trade up.
I think so too. Let me just say this: I do think the Browns should draft Shador.
Yes,
but I'm thinking Shador's camp is telling the Browns, "Don't pick me." I'm literally thinking they're going, hey, "Don't take us. We do not."
We got 10 minutes before we go to break. Yeah. Let's dive into this. Haters, why y'all hating?
Yeah,
it's because y'all got a dad. Not even gonna put the race into it, but y'all got a dad that's saying, I'm gonna dictate what's going on with my son. Why y'all hating?
Yeah,
because y'all didn't hate when Archie Manning said that about Eli.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? That's before your time, but I know you caught wind of it. You was probably what, 2 years old or something at that time? We were trying to take it. What is going?
Born 99, probably. I carried the 2.
Eli was drafted. What year did you think he was drafted? I just want to know
Eli?
your guess.
2003.
Okay,
I think I'm right.
So you
too.
say 2004? Not bad, young buck. Okay, so how old were you in 2004?
2004, I was 5.
Good Lord. All right, so he came out and he said, "Hey, we don't want to go out on the West Coast. We don't want to go to San Diego.
Yeah.
We gonna stay back east. There's some teams back east, and we knew that he wanted them." Or him, Eli, to be in a major media outlet at that time too, because it was the San Diego Chargers, not the LA, Los Angeles Chargers.
Yeah.
Okay, we're nobody hating on that like
Nobody.
we hating on right now. So what's the difference, people? What's the difference?
No idea, man. The way I see it, it's just a father who's really investing in his kid, man, and a father who has a great NFL resume who's investing in his kid.
Are we jealous of the jewelry?
They definitely are.
Are we jealous of the confidence?
Yeah.
Are we jealous of him winning a few of the awards that he won? Because that ain't nepotism right there.
Yep.
That's production. Are we jealous of the fact that he actually turned around a program and he came from an HBCU? Are we jealous of that? Because, he was like, oh, we got to hear that there's talent down at HBCUs that don't get a chance at the Power 5 and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. I will say it would actually kind of be hilarious. You see the Genty quote unquote rivalry between him and Travis, and then like out of nowhere, his teammate is Shador. I do find that just a tad bit hilarious, but I would like to see that duo in the next 2 years, because obviously the Seahawks are invested in Geno. Excuse me, the Raiders are invested
the Johnny Unitas Golden Arm Award. Do you know who won that?
Shador Sanders.
Yeah. Big 12 Offensive Player of the Year. You know who won that?
Shador Sanders.
First team All Big 12. You know any people? Could you guess any names that's on that?
I'm going to go with Shador Sanders.
And then out of all the quarterbacks, if you finish top 8 in the Heisman Trophy voting, is that good? Can you name anybody in there?
That's actually great, and there's a lot of people out there that think he should have been in New York for that ceremony.
All right, okay. I'm just kind of curious.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that this is hyperbole. I'm just trying to see if this is hyperbole or what is going on. All right, so we got
a little technical difference.
The table don't want to play right.
We good.
Yeah, we good. It's back. All right, so we've got a couple of little things here. Do I yell collusion?
No.
I can't spell it, but I know the word. What do you think? Do you think there was some whispering? Do you think there was some agreement that we're gonna put this young man down a peg?
I think so, and if so, that's petty. It's really petty. Like,
it is petty
because it makes no sense to me, right?
No.
You look at organizations that just suck. I'll say it. Organizations that just like suck, right? Obviously, the Titans were taking Cam Ward. Everybody knew that, right? You look at the Giants. They got their quarterback who they wanted, right? You look at the Raiders. They got Genty, but they can also they could potentially still use a backup. You look at the Browns, man. The Browns drafted a defensive dude when their defense is already stellar. Like, their defense is already great. So I guess they were just trying to upgrade it more. You look at the Saints. Derek Carr literally is not going to be able to play this year.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing they're banking on Spencer Rattler, which is okay, but it's not a great option, especially in that division that they're in. I think did the Saints finish last in that division, or second, or close second?
In the division that was the easiest division. That was supposed to be the division with the rookie quarterbacks, and that was supposed to be the one.
Don't get me wrong. I know Baker is there, but still the Saints need a QB. But I'm not mad about their pick. Shout out to the Longhorns. Take Kelvin Banks. Went there. The Saints picked up Kelvin Banks.
Let me ask you something here.
Yeah.
If I told you that there was a quarterback that his senior year in a Power 5 conference threw 72% of his passes completions, threw for 3,100 yards, wasn't the biggest.
Yeah.
Back in his sophomore year, he threw for 3,900, 19 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. That person would go on to be known as Brock Purdy.
Okay.
Mr. Relevant, right? Now, when I look at the senior stats for Mr. Shador, I told you we were at 71.8. We rounded up to 72% for Brock. 74.0.
Yeah.
It was higher.
Yeah.
4,100 yards. That senior year was higher than the best all time and better than the senior year for Brock Purdy. 37 touchdowns.
Yeah.
And 10 interceptions. You were happy with the 19 that I just said for Brock Purdy, right?
Right.
And Brock turned out okay. Am I right?
Phenomenal.
Okay.
Some will even say phenomenal for the spot he was taken in to make it to the Super Bowl.
Okay.
So yeah.
Just wanted to go through
another
that.
thing too, while saying those stats for Shador, his O-line was not the greatest.
And we all know that.
We all know that.
We all know that it takes years. See, Iowa State is a program.
Right.
They have been around, and we know ground and pound, good line. The good line play is what you would say. I guarantee you, Iowa State, that's what you're thinking about.
Yeah.
Maybe Iowa, you're thinking a couple tight ends, but also that you're thinking good line. In the last 10 years, are you thinking offensive or defensive line for Colorado? No, you ain't.
No, you're not. And another thing I want to throw out too, because Desmond Howard actually said this point on College Game Day. You look at what he's done at Jackson State when they don't have as an HBCU that doesn't have as much funding as these Power 5 or Power 4 schools. Built that program up. You look at what he did at Colorado. Colorado has just been known to be trash in the past years, right? And brought that team up as well. So in my opinion, if your team is terrible and needs some upbringing, there's a dude out there that has proven you draft me, or if I'm on your team, I can potentially help bring you guys up.
His first year at Colorado, they didn't win a lot of games, did they?
They didn't.
Was he a distraction? Or did he walk with his head up and stay a consummate professional?
Yes.
Okay. Because the teams that would have got him, except Pittsburgh, that coach, Tomlin, ain't never had a losing season over there. And he ain't trying to.
Yeah.
But aside from that, all those other teams be like, hey, man, we may never turn this around year one with him, but he'll at least stay professional and look good with us.
I really thought he was going to be a Steeler, man. I saw Tomlin dap up everyone, and I was like, okay, Tomlin's looking like, look at all these idiots.
Hold on, though.
My fault. Let me
Yeah.
I'll hold my point. Oh.
It looks like it did it again. Hold on.
Yeah. We going to get it right, y'all. We going to get it right.
That. This is glitching on us. Okay. He's a fraternity brother of mine.
Yeah.
Mike Tomlin. And so because of that, I want to make sure that people don't do this the wrong way. The general manager for the Pittsburgh Steelers is not Mike Tomlin.
You're right.
He's the head coach. So there's a brother by the name of Omar Khan. Just want to say, Omar calls the shots. We know who Mike Tomlin is, but he ain't the general manager.
Yeah.
And until somebody would like to come out and say it, we don't know that he has the control over the general manager. And so he can't call that shot.
Exactly.
But we going to find out. Round 2 is coming up. Don't forget, we will take your calls live, 512-836-2887. You listen to The Fan View. That's Jamal. To The Fan's View, KZI, 88.7 FM. We're on from 10 to 12 p.m. That's Central Daylight Time. We appreciate y'all over on the West Coast, over on the East Coast, and then right down the middle, that Midwest love that we are getting. That's Jamal January. He is taking calls.
Yep.
He's bringing the volumes up.
Saxony,
He's dealing with
Germany.
us. Saxony, Germany.
Yeah, we got someone's tuning in from Saxony, Germany. From
Guten Abend, Deutschland.
I have
That's
no
good
idea.
afternoon. That's good afternoon. Guten Abend, because they're 7 hours ahead of us. And then we've got Corey Mose from K-View. What's up, K Boogie?
Hey, do not get on 183.
Oh,
Do not get on 183.
it was ugly this morning too. I mean, like early in the morning. Maybe I should have warned you because I would have. It was the worst. I had to get off, and I took a bunch of
That's
surface
what I
streets.
just had to do.
It was
took
crazy.
me an hour, bro.
An hour?
From Cedar Park.
Yeah,
To get here.
yeah. Something was going on this morning,
And
I guess it's
I
still
never
there.
got to the point to see what exactly is causing the
Oh,
buildup.
me either. Me either.
Yeah, so I can't tell people what it is,
Yeah.
but like it's ridiculous.
bad.
I dived off. And I'm Douglas Paul Washington II. We are going to jump right into a call. You are live on the air. You are live on the air.
There we go. My fault. Caller, you there?
Yes, sir, I am. How y'all doing this morning?
Hey, we doing good. Thanks for asking. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing lovely, man. I stayed up late last night watching those games, those NBA games. I love it, man. And then I'm flicking to the draft too. So, I had to get some new batteries for my remote, man.
Because you don't burnt them joints up, huh?
Yeah.
Hey, well, then you doing it right, Playboy. You are doing it right.
Hey, I want to start off, man. I want to give some congratulations to my women gymnastics. They won a championship, so I can holler about that,
Hey,
I can't holler
Boomer
about nothing, Oklahoma, I got to holler
Sooner.
about that.
For those who don't know, this is Mr. Oklahoma.
Texas don't compete in that, by the way.
Oh, Corey. Wait, Corey, man, you about to get this dude riled up.
I'm just saying.
Why he had to go and pull out them Longhorns on you, Mr. Oklahoma?
Saying.
Yeah, I know it. I know he's going to do that.
I thought it was gonna be Jamal to get you first, but
Right?
okay. Hey, well, congratulations on the gymnastics, brother.
Yes, sir. Well, I got to say something because I can't holler about nothing else, So
There it is.
hey, I'm gonna tell y'all, man. If y'all get a chance to, I have called the Paul Feinborn show several times and I got through. So if y'all have time to call the Paul Feinborn show, y'all call in and talk to him.
Hey,
Because I have got through, I guess, about 5 or 6 times.
ooh, okay.
What'd you ask?
Yeah.
Did you hear Corey?
So what?
What?
I'm asking about Oklahoma. I'm asking about that because they had an analyst to come on there talking about, they think Oklahoma gonna do a lot better. I laughed myself. I said, yeah, right. And, I be talking about Brett Benefels, and I'm saying I'm not happy with Brett Benefels, but all those people on Paul Feinborn, so they like it. But I don't see that.
Yeah.
I don't either.
Yeah.
That's
So
one
this
thing we agree
year,
on.
so I think this year, you're gonna have to do something. So,
No, we want to wait and see. Venables,
Yeah, right.
I think this is a make or break year for Venables.
right,
Which
right.
I'm not sure I'm in favor of. I think give the dude a few recruiting classes while he's in the SEC. But then again, when you got that big brother right across that Red River and they're doing what they're doing these last 2 years in the SEC, nah, bro.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think it's gonna be tough.
Yeah, it is gonna be tough.
So it's a make.
You
I
know,
think it's a make and
because-
break for him. Mark my
Yeah, I
words.
do too. And I want to ask y'all, man, about Houston, man. The city of Houston, sports, like professional basketball, college basketball. It's Houston jinxed.
No,
I mean,
What?
only thing we could win. We won a couple of baseball championships. But what about the NBA and University of Houston? And man, look like we're kind of jinxed.
You just can't. You can't win them all.
Yeah, no, that's crazy.
wait. Do you know that there are some
Yeah,
of
but
us?
have we won anything with University of Houston?
Hold on,
They've been
though.
there 3 times.
No, you ain't get. Look, winning ain't everything, Playboy. At least you done sniffed championship games. Man, where I'm from, first of all, we don't get that kind of love. I'm from Richmond, Virginia.
Rich what?
And we don't get that Final Four. I mean, we had a good run out of VCU. Y'all heard of VCU? For those who don't know about where I'm from, y'all heard of VCU. That's right downtown. They own downtown. Yeah, but man, listen, y'all got the and for those who don't know, Mr. Oklahoma is from Houston. Y'all got the Houston Astros. When's the last time y'all won a championship, brother?
But what I'm saying, I think
no, hold on. You got to answer my question. You got to answer my question though. When's the last time the Astros won a championship?
Well, they have won what? I think they won 2 championships.
Okay, and then let me give you another one. Then the Houston Rockets right now went into the playoffs as the number 2 seed, and y'all are young with all that promise with an amazing coach. Is that something to sneeze at?
Yeah, it's something to see that, man. But I hear a lot of the analysts on that talking about they're not going to win a 7-game series.
Wait a minute. And then let's just say that ain't good enough. If the Astros ain't good enough for you, and the Rockets ain't good enough for you. Corey Mose came into the studio today with a Houston Texans shirt on. Hey, Corey, you're from Houston. Do you feel excited and see a lot of promise with a very young quarterback, some great wide receivers in the Houston Texans?
Yeah, I mean, we're set for the next decade. So
Okay. So I want to ask you just one last thing. Let's just say you're not happy with the Astros. You're not happy with the Rockets. You're not happy with the Texans. The Houston Cougars.
I never did say I wasn't happy with the Astros. I said we have won a couple of championships. But I'm talking about other than that.
No, you say Houston sports. You said totality. So I'm running the gamut.
I thought I said the Astros, they have won a couple of championships, but I'm talking about everybody else.
You was asking about, I thought you said the Houston city. I thought you said the Houston. Are we jinxed in Houston? I thought that's what you were saying. But
okay.
I will say this, though.
He did say that.
You are looking down your nose. You went back to back with Hakeem the Dream. Did you forget that?
But how many years ago?
Oh, okay. Well, again,
look at the Spurs.
Better keep that stopwatch going, man.
Brother.
Look at the Spurs, man.
What about him?
God, dog.
Wait, why are we talking about San Antonio?
What about him? Yeah.
Yeah, but I was talking about the Spurs, man, winning all them championships. Because Houston won their championship first, and then the Spurs finally started winning theirs. Corey, and I said, man, I don't want to be behind the Spurs.
Let me. I lived in Houston for a little time, loved it to death. Houston, I would still be there, but y'all know I got this amazing job offer in Los Angeles. I couldn't refuse, but Houston was amazing. But for all my homies back in Houston, I'm gonna do this. Don't nobody from Houston have any envy for the city of San Antonio. Come on, brother. They ain't envious.
Yeah.
Don't nobody in Houston wish anything about San Antonio. Come on, brother. You live in this the third largest city in America. Y'all the Mecca, man.
Yeah, I know it, man. But I'm really not a Spurs fan. I like Dallas,
Oh, we know.
And Houston, but I'm not really a Spurs fan. I mean, that's just the teams I like.
Yo. Phi Slamma Jamma for the Houston Cougars, and then hey, who played in the national championship this year? Do you know the 2 teams that was in the college national championship this year?
Yeah, Houston and Florida.
Brother, you are in a good place.
Man, but I want to pick that. I want to hold that trophy up, man. Because man, I'm still mad about the last 2 games that we played in the championship that we couldn't win that. And I said, man, guys,
okay, I got a couple connected brothers that are still in the Houston alumni chapter, my fraternity back in Houston. I know they listening. Hey, you want to take a trip? I can help you go lift one of those back-to-back championship titles. You can hold that trophy. Brother, at least you got the trophy is what I'm saying. At least you got it. You got it.
Yeah, I hear you.
Look, what about those Washington Wizards fans out there? They had Michael Jordan on their team. And that's the trophy that they carry to this day. At least we had Jordan.
Yeah.
Washington,
we had 4 or 5.
Commanders. They've been trash last year.
Wait, hold on, man. They got the first black quarterback to win a Super Bowl, and
that was before Hakeem. Huh?
Mark Rippon. They got a title with him, and they feeling good.
I know, but Mr. Oklahoma talking about Houston as if like
Like they
He
never.
live in Washington.
I know.
Imagine being a
Oh,
Wizards,
my-
Commanders, and Capitals fan.
Thank you. Well,
Oh, my
nowadays, at
God.
least you got Ovi. You passed the great.
Man, they always get on me. Hey, I wanted to ask y'all about. Colorado was talking about retiring.
Ooh.
What's his name?
Shador?
Travis Homer. Yeah,
Yes, sir.
their jerseys,
Yes, sir.
their numbers.
Yes, sir.
But man, there was a lot of people kind of upset about that because they had some good players back in the day at Colorado.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's good.
They won a championship.
But those players are not these players in this day and time. With the financial revenue that's coming in, transformed the whole program. Transformed it. We talking sellouts upon sellouts. Attendance and applications to the school and then went through the roof. Look, those times are not these times. So you should be okay that you had
Do you
those
think
times.
they should retire? Do you think
Yes.
they should retire their jersey?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
You sound like you don't.
No, I'm not saying I don't. I'm just saying I'm not sure about it because I heard a lot of people talking about, man, they had some good players back in the day, and
Okay.
they didn't retire their jerseys. So
Okay.
that's what I was saying.
So then let's.
that's why I wanted to get y'all opinion about it.
Right. So let's do this check. You name 2 players off of some of those Colorado teams from back in the day that won a national championship.
Oh man, I'd have forgot a lot of their names.
Exactly.
Wah,
Now,
wah, wah.
how many players could you name from the Colorado team right now?
Well, I just named them, man.
Exactly. Do you remember who the coach was for one of those national championships back then?
No, forgot.
But you know Coach Prime right now. We ain't even saying his real name. That ain't in his government. But you know it. So it is what it is. Look, elite on-field performance. Check. Major awards and accolades. We just said the Golden Arm Award. Shador got that. The program changed because of these 2 young men. And then, there's going to be some pro success. Those dudes went number 2. Has there ever been a Colorado player that went number 1 or number 2?
I don't think so.
Even the great Cordell Stewart.
Yeah, Cordell Stewart. Yeah, I just forgot his name.
Look, their leadership, their character. I mean, did they give us a lot of on-field problems and off-the-field problems? I mean, we had a little bit of drama with Travis Hunter's girlfriend. I mean, no like charges or nothing. Nobody got arrested or nothing like that. It's not that kind of stuff. And then we're talking long-term influence too.
Yeah.
There were people that didn't even play for Colorado. They're doing the check the rollie, check what time it is celebration that Shador was doing. Right? When you say legendary, I think we all know. And do we know what number Shador wore? Everybody know what number he wore? Everybody know that. Jamal throwing up the deuces. He know. That's, you retiring that. You retiring that. I rest my case, Your Honor.
Yeah, I heard that. But I just had to get y'all opinion on it, man, because, I wasn't quite sure about that because I heard a lot of mumbling about that on the sports channels,
Haters. That's all I can say. Hey,
I'm gonna watch that baseball game tonight, Texas and A&M. Tonight that's gonna be a pretty good game, man.
Who you got your money on?
I'm going with A&M.
Corey, you want to get at your boy?
Nah, I mean, it's gonna be a very emotional game. For A&M. And Texas lost their ace pitcher for the season.
Good Lord.
Jared Spencer. So this will be the first time the UTSA transfer Ruger Riojas is on the mound on a Friday night.
Oh.
So we'll see what happens when he's the number 1 pitcher.
Under the lights.
Under the lights.
Yeah, and also, the girls, Oklahoma and Texas play this weekend too sometime.
Yep.
So we got
Oklahoma.
For those who don't know, Texas is number 1, ranked number 1. They're 34-5.
Yeah.
Texas A&M 24-16, not ranked. That's 7 p.m. tonight on the SEC network. If y'all want to check it out.
Started number 1. A&M been kind of hot, man.
Oh,
they have been.
They ain't no slouches. They ain't no slouches, but
in the country. I mean, in the conference right now.
No.
Last 6 games.
This is gonna be legit. Hey, so you're watching that?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm a flick, man. Because they got the draft on, they got NBA on, they got college baseball, they got softball on. Man, I'm watching all of that.
We know it.
Because I've been to the store already. I already got my favorite drink already. And popcorn.
That better be some water.
Yeah, stay hydrated.
Hey, I drink water every day, brother.
Okay, stay hydrated, homie. We need you. We need you healthy.
Oh yeah,
Don't,
man.
don't let this weekend get you.
Well, I'm not stupid, man. So my doctor said every can you drink a gallon of water. So I said, okay, so.
Hey, y'all put some spec on Mr. Oklahoma. He an OG, triple fat OG. He know how to do this. He ain't new to this.
What's the drink?
Yeah, but I want to say, man, before I get off the house, can you tell Miss Texas B or whatever? We know she graduated from Texas. She say that every time she get on the radio. Would you tell her we already know? Congratulations. We know that.
Man, stop
it. And she said that every time you get on the radio, I graduated from Texas. I said, yeah, okay. You know what, man? Because I know her, man. I know her personally, But anyway, y'all give her that message when she call in.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We will deliver that one with all the gusto.
Hey, man, have a good one. Hey, what about you doing? What about you doing Sunday? What y'all think he gonna? What's up with him?
Well, we kind of covered that already. Let's get a fresh perspective from Corey on Shador.
Okay, hey, I'm gonna hang up and listen, guys.
Okay, thanks, man. Thanks for calling.
Appreciate it.
Stay well.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know. Okay, I mean, like I've listened to y'all when I was driving in here. Mm-hmm. Y'all were talking about Shador and
yes, sir.
The whole Brock Purdy comparison and stuff like that. But I was honestly shocked. I was shocked last night.
You know what I mean? Both.
Before the night started, I was talking to people, and some people are like, you think Shador's gonna go? I'm like, man, I think he goes. I honestly thought he was gonna go. The floor was the Steelers. Like he doesn't get past Pittsburgh. Mm-hmm. Like I thought for sure he doesn't go past Pittsburgh, and then to see them not pick him, I was just like, uh-oh. Mm-hmm. But then I also tossed out there like, all right, well if he slides. I thought at the worst case scenario, he slides past the Steelers. Mm-hmm. The Browns or the Giants are going to move up and get him. Like, there's no way. There's no way he won't be a first rounder. Mm-hmm. And then the Giants make that move, and I'm like, see, I told y'all. But then they draft Dart.
And I thought at number 26.
I'm like, bro, what?
The Rams were going to get him for the heir apparent. Because remember, Stafford was like, well, I don't know what they're going to do here. And so I thought, okay, we'll put him behind Stafford for a couple years. You get him in that L.A. market.
Nah, they ain't win now mode. Rams are, though. Like, I don't know who they picked, but I'm sure somebody that.
Well, they didn't. They didn't in the first round.
Okay, yeah, so they're win now right now. Like they're just trying to get picks.
Well, they better do something big this next.
I like the Rams
mm-hmm.
right now. Like I got them coming out the NFC. Like between them and the Eagles.
Solely with Puka though.
Devontae Adams.
I mean, Cup's a lot to lose. He's reliable.
Devontae Adams. Come on, bro. Not the Cup that we saw last year. He not the same as Devontae.
Couldn't raise the Jets.
Bro, it's the Jets. Who's gonna raise the Jets?
Jets.
Jets. But yeah, I was definitely surprised about Shador. Yeah. But yeah, we go to the caller.
You are live on the air. Thanks for calling.
Hey, great show as always. We definitely got our 2 cents and some change from Mr. Oklahoma today, but I just wanted to point out that what I see happening, unfortunately, with Shador is that the media has went so far as to get involved, and now everybody's trying to make a statement against not Shador but toward Prime. And so basically they're hating on him as a result of his father, and because he has the audacity to walk with his head up and be a great player. So again, wherever he lands, he's gonna of course have the scorched earth mentality, and they're gonna pay for it. But yeah, he shouldn't have slipped into the second round. but he'll be able to make history, drop the mic, and the rest will be history. Have a great show.
Thank you.
No, I just want to state the facts. Shedeur Sanders' position rank, according to ESPN, was the second ranked. Jackson Dart was third. His overall rank was 35. Yeah. Jackson Dart was 39. His grade was 87. Jackson Dart's was 87. So everybody's shocked. If you telling me you ain't shocked, man, you cap. That stop lying. Seriously, at that point, you are a hater and not a participator. You are happy that he didn't get picked because the stats are there.
The next thing I did was I went to the Giants social media page because I was like, I'm going to the comment section immediately just to see what Giants fans are actually thinking. And there were some that were like, oh, we got our QB this, we got our QB that, and there were some that were like, I like Dart, but I love Shedeur, and there's no way that our organization just picked Dart over this guy. But
I think that's what rubs me the wrong way. It's like I would have been cool. Yeah. Like if Shedeur would have been a second rounder, I would have been cool. I get it. Like he's not. He arguably would have been the 7th best quarterback in the draft last year. I mean that class was so stacked last year.
Yeah, it was.
But the fact that Dart got picked over him, I think that's where I'm like, all right, bro. Like what's going on? Now I will say I listen to a lot of sports talk radio, and a lot of people were saying Brian Daboll loves Dart. He loves that type of quarterback. I mean, you go back to his days in Buffalo with Josh Allen. Dart kind of has that same build. Dart can move. Yeah. Dart has a big arm. So it makes sense that Daboll loves Jackson Dart's characteristics.
And I have said on this program before, for the record, whatever quarterback you bring into New York, he's got to have a strong arm because the winds in that stadium whip. Y'all remember? I have always said that. So you have to. If you're going to be the quarterback of the New York Giants, you better have a cannon because that wind up there whips. So I want to be fair about that.
But I just didn't understand the fact that you trade up for him. I don't think you need to do that.
He was going to be available.
I didn't think you needed to do that at all.
No, no one thinks that.
And if you didn't trade up, Shedeur's still there. Yeah. So I just didn't understand why you swing like that to get a guy like that. But that's why Colin Cowherd, he said something the other day that I thought was hilarious, but it's so right. He's just like, bad organizations try to make up for their past mistakes and continue to make bad decisions.
Yes.
And I think this is the same situation of they're trying to make up for their decision to draft Daniel Jones. And it's just like,
or
Daniel Jones.
Can I throw something in there?
Yeah.
Maybe they think he's the next Eli. Both went to Ole Miss.
That's what I'm saying.
Is that what they were trying to do?
But you're reaching,
Our last guy got us 2 championships. He went to Ole Miss.
And that's the thing with the draft. It's so obvious to see who are the good organizations and who are the bad ones because you see who takes those big swings and it doesn't make sense, and who just continues to build on what they're great at. I mean, look at the Jags. The Jags, you gave up way too much for a non-quarterback.
Way too much. Yeah.
You gave up way too much, and so. Now the Browns have 3 picks in the top 33 next year.
Yeah.
Because of the Jacksonville Jaguars, who will be bad this year. We all know that they're not going to be a 10-win team. So I just think then you look on the flip side on a team like the Broncos, right? Great run organization.
How did they allow this?
And you allowed Jahdae Barron to drop, and now you got Jahdae paired with Patrick Surtain. It's ridiculous. And then people forget they signed Hufanga from San Francisco.
Yeah.
So that with Riley Moss, one of the best non-melanated DBs in the league.
Yeah.
And PJ Locke, another former Longhorn. That secondary is scary. You look at the Baltimore Ravens, another great run organization. They draft Malachi Starks.
Yeah,
from Georgia.
Which is just perfect
for them.
Perfect
for them.
Like that just seemed like the fit. I think go look at everybody's mock drafts. Everyone had that.
Yeah.
Malachi Starks going to the Ravens, and then it happened.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I'm very curious though. Intelligent by the Broncos because in that conference, I'm sorry, in that division, bro, you better.
Yeah, Patrick.
three teams.
You
got
to play Hebert, Herbert.
Yeah, Herbert.
You got
guard guys.
Oh my god,
you got cover dudes.
You got to be able to do that.
So I just thought it was a brilliant, but again, that shows. Okay, we're already good at this area, but let's be smart about who we take here and let's just take the guy that best fits us, and maybe uplift what we're already great at.
Great.
And I mean, look at the Eagles. Like the Eagles did the same type of thing these last couple of years. I mean, they're drafting Jalen Carter when they didn't really need a DT, you know, but he was the best one available. Then they go and draft Nolan Smith later in that same draft when it's like, well, y'all just drafted Jalen Carter, but I mean, why not? You know, get another Georgia boy. You know, and in last year's draft with Quinyon Mitchell, like we drafted Quinyon Mitchell, but it's like, this Cooper DeJean guy, he's pretty good too, and he's on the board. Why not? You know? And so these organizations continue to prove why they're the best of the best.
Exactly.
And the other organizations continue to prove why they're the worst of the worst.
I just find it funny. Like, imagine if you're Jahad Campbell. You played for Alabama.
Yeah.
You were killing it at Alabama. Alabama is just a great program.
Yeah.
Oh, now I get to go play for the reigning Super Bowl champ.
Yeah.
Like, or how about I'm curious on this one. We don't have long. So, guys, the Chargers select running back Omarion Hampton. The Los Angeles Chargers boasted their offense by selecting North Carolina running back Omarion Hampton with the 22nd overall pick. Y'all all right with that?
No.
Y'all all right?
I love this pick.
You liked it?
He
You liked
loves
it?
Okay,
I
you
love
go
this
first
pick.
then, Corey. Why do you love it?
Because it's a Harbaugh pick. Like, you get to continue to see, like, Harbaugh's influence on this team. Last year with Joe Alt at left tackle, he loves his big guys. And what else does Harbaugh love to do? Run the football. I mean, that's all they're trying to do is run the football. And so it's like, okay, well, let's get the back that everyone thought was the closest to Genty. And he fell to them. A lot of people had Hampton going to the Cowboys.
He's bigger than Genty. This dude is 221 pounds. Genty was 210. And he ran a 4.46.
I mean, people talked about him like he is like that. And so, I mean, a lot of people compare him to like a faster Joe Mixon. But the last point I just wanted to make was I did find it interesting, though, that they picked Hampton.
Yeah.
It was clearly the best available on their board pick because they got Najee.
Yeah, that's
And they signed
why.
Najee.
That's why I was like, I'm not a fan of this pick because you literally just signed Najee, and then they're not quite too sure what what's the dude's name? He literally just had a great
J.K.
season.
Dobbins.
Yeah, thank you so much. They just
so
had J.K.
I think he a
Dobbins.
free
They're
agent.
trying to do a little Detroit.
Yeah.
That you can have your 1A and your 1B just in case.
Yeah.
Keep them healthy because you want to run the ball. You want to run the ball, and you get a home run hitter in Hampton.
And they faced, before we go, injuries last year.
Yeah.
J.K. Dobbins got hurt, and then Gus Edwards got hurt. And so they had to deal with that last year. So why not get some guys that, and a Najee Harris who didn't miss a game last year, durable, and also a rookie who is probably going to be healthy as well.
Then to your point, since you were high on him, let me give you some quick stats. He runs behind his pads and bursts through narrow seams between the tackles. He ranked third in the country in rush yards after contact with 1,026.
That's really
and I already told you about that 4.46. So big play threat after the catch too.
When we come back for the break, I got 2 questions I have to ask y'all.
Let's get it.
2 questions I have to ask.
Thanks for listening. We will take a short break. This is the Fans View. We'll be back.
Support provided by Household Name Media. Household Name Media, in conjunction with Easy Lion, presents Pop Stunna live at Speakeasy Austin, Saturday, April 26th. It's a headline show celebrating the release of the album Good Riddance to Bad Love by Pop Stunna. Doors open at 8 p.m. and this event is hosted by Tarella and supported by Pho With Us, which serves home-style Vietnamese food in Austin. For more information, SpeakeasyAustin.com.
The power of imagination. This is Focus on Women. I'm Celeste. I've been sharing a few of the letters I wrote for Naomi Lynn Clay. Naomi is a precious little girl who has yet to enter this loud and wonderful world of ours. Currently, she's enjoying the muffled sound of her mother's heartbeat and soothing words. I can only imagine what it is like there. Certainly, I know we all started in a similar place, but quite frankly, I don't remember what it was like. I can only imagine.
If y'all didn't know, you can see him on TV. You may be able to catch him in the streets, but he looked like he always working. But we got Corey Mose from K-View in the building. Corey, has it been a good week for you?
It's been a busy week, bro. No off days this week.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's been, I'm low-key tired. But, you gotta love the grind.
Yeah, no.
It's a great week. I'm blessed to be invited to these draft parties. So, I'm definitely gonna take the days that should be off to take these opportunities and take these experiences. So, but yeah.
We are happy to have you live from Austin, Texas. KAZI 88.7 FM, and this is our sports show called The Fans View. Top of the hour. We got Jamal January over there. Look, man, we got a conference champion, a multi-time conference champion in the building.
Multi-time conference champion, but not a multi. Low wordplay there.
This is true. And I'm Douglas Paul Washington II. I'm just a guy that is lucky enough to be in here with these gentlemen. You had something that you wanted to get out of your crop.
I did. I just had a question about pick number 7. Yep, pick number 7. No, 8. Okay. Number 8. Ted Orion McMillan. I think that was how you pronounce his first name. Excuse me if I butchered it. The Panthers select him, and I saw on mock drafts right before the pick that the Cowboys were thinking about selecting him. So my question for y'all is, do y'all think the Panthers were potentially like picking him just so the Cowboys want to get him? Because I remember they kind of did this when the Cowboys needed a DB back in the day, and the Panthers went and selected J.C. Horn off that board. Because in my opinion, the Panthers don't need McMillan. They definitely needed another piece.
I was okay with it because let's look who went behind him. If this is an okay answer for you, I want to say it right.
Kelvin Banks.
Egbuka was still available at 19. Wide receivers. That's what you're talking about. Yeah. Egbuka was still from Ohio State, for those who don't know, and then Matthew Golden. From Texas was still available. And I thought, okay, they'll still be okay. And I actually expected that McMillan was going to come down after those three. I would have had it backwards. I would have had Egbuka, then Golden, then McMillan, to be honest. Corey, what are your thoughts on him going number 8?
Yeah, I didn't mind it. I think they need weapons.
Yeah.
I mean, Legette's not that guy. Like I'm not convinced Legette's a dude. You can't trust a 40-year-old Adam Thielen to be your wide receiver 1. So he's not 40.
He's 40. He's a man.
He's not 40. But he's up there.
He is.
He is. And so, I think you go out there and get a McMillan. Like, if they think he's the best receiver in the draft, you got JT Sanders last year at tight end. You tried to get a running back with Brooks last year, but, he tore his ACL again. But you got Chuba.
Yeah.
And so I just think that they needed another receiver. They're trying to make Bryce work.
They are.
I mean, that's basically what's happening. It's like we're going all in.
Yeah.
We drafted this guy number 1. And he showed promise last year.
He did.
So it's like let's try to give him something else.
After that Rod Wave phone call. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. After that Rod Wave
phone call.
Now I feel bad.
What?
I'm glad you did make sure that you were not stating a fact, because it feels like he's 40, but man, he's only 34, Adam Thielen.
Yeah, but that's up there for a receiver, though.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. 1990.
Especially trying to be wide receiver 1, like it's hard to trust a guy at that age to be wide receiver 1. So yeah, I didn't mind the pick at all.
Didn't mind it. Okay, I like that.
So then, let's go back to kind of what I'm saying then here. Let's talk about the wide receivers that are available. The best available.
Luther.
Gotta be Luther, bro.
I mean, but to your point, Dallas still needs to go get a wide receiver.
Yeah, but we'll see if the Texans take Luther, though. That's a chatter right now.
Yeah. Because I was actually gonna ask you too. You being a Texans fan, did they trade it back because what's his name was off that board, Golden? Because I saw in a bunch of mock drafts, played at U of H, played at Texas, with not an easy moving process for him too, and then boom, Packers select him.
Yeah, I think a couple things happened. I think they really like Tyler Booker.
Yeah.
They did expect it because Nick Caserio, Texans GM, talked about it after the draft. He mentioned how there were some guys that weren't projected to go high at mock drafts.
Right.
That everyone around the league was like, these guys are going to get picked a lot higher than what these mock drafters are putting out there. And Tyler Booker was a prime example of, like, no one really had him going 12 to the Cowboys. But, like, everyone around the league knew, oh, this Tyler Booker kid's, he's really good. And so I think they really like Booker. You're right. I think they like Egbuka and they like Golden. I think I've told a lot of people this. I can't remember if I said it on air or not, but I liked Egbuka more than Golden, specifically for the Texans, just because of the C.J. Stroud connection with him and Egbuka. Anybody else, I would have had Golden higher. But just for the Texans, I would like them to draft Ibuka over Golden. But they were both gone. And so you look around and it's like,
what do we do?
What do we do?
Yeah.
Now, I will say this, though. I'm surprised they didn't take a Josh Simmons. You know, I think the Chiefs drafted him last. And I don't know if a Donovan Jackson's still on the board or did he get picked. I can't remember.
Gone. Vikings.
Okay, yeah. After Jade's pick, my night went kind of crazy. So I didn't really pay attention to the rest of the night.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I think that's – when is the Vikings pick? Vikings picked after the Texans?
24.
Right before.
Right before.
Yeah, so I think that's what happened.
Okay.
Like Donovan, Golden going back-to-back before the Texans, those were probably their guys.
Yeah.
And now once they both go off right before you, it's like, okay.
So, is there a prototype you think there? Are we looking for a 6'4" dude, or could a 5'11" dude like Bond get an opportunity for the Texans? You want a big dude?
I mean, I think they're looking for both positions. Like they need a lineman and they need a receiver. And so whatever was best available at the time, which I like them trading back. I really do, because now you can go out there and get a Luther Burden in the second round, get the receiver, and then you still have guys like Josh Connerly from Oregon still on the board to play tackle. And so, or Tate Rutledge from Georgia to play guard. Like, you still have a lot of good linemen out there. So you accumulate draft picks by trading back. But the type of receiver they need a wide receiver too.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if he's going to be outside or slot, but you just need somebody. Like, you can't go into next season with what's his name from Kansas City that we signed, Justin Watson, to be your wide receiver too. You just can't. Like, no offense, I know that's your guy. You like Jay Watt a lot, but you just can't. Him and Braxton Berrios is like that. That can't be your 2 and number 3 receiver.
Yeah.
So they're going to draft a receiver in the second round. I really think so. I think it's going to be Luther.
Yeah.
So.
For your Texans? Why do y'all have John Mechie on the team, man?
Well, okay, look.
Veteran presence.
I talked to one of my homies about Mechie, and it's just like, we gave him opportunities. Like, there's been times where he started multiple games last year, and he just didn't really produce anything.
There are some people that are just great on teams. You know, they help other people, bring an air of professionalism. They're great practice players, and you can always use them. They keep the intensity in practice up too, and that matters, especially during the dog days when people are loafing. And then, you know, if he has a good practice week and he makes Corey look bad all week, you know, maybe we give him the start so Corey could see, hey man, if you're gonna get outworked, this could be the results. Yeah. But we got someone live on the air. You are on with us. Thanks for calling.
Yes, good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
I hear you. Hey, I was watching the NFL first round last night.
Yes, sir.
And I was keeping my eyes on 3 Longhorn players to see where they might land and see what might happen. So to me, Kevin Banks Jr., he landed in New Orleans. That might be a good spot for him. And then Green Bay Packers grabbed Matthew Golden, who some say he might be the fastest wide receiver in the league now. Then there was Jade Barrett. I always liked the way he played. I never seen him play in person, but he might be a player that can come in and play right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
He will.
I'm in agreement. I think Denver, meaning they put their quarterback in right away. They said, we spent some capital on you. You get in there. So yeah, as a cornerback in that division, yeah, why have him on the sideline? I'm in agreement.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a cool little relationship too with Jade and the Broncos, because Vance Joseph is the defensive coordinator for the Broncos, and his cousin Terry Joseph was a secondaries coach at Texas.
Yo.
So, you know, now Terry Joseph is the secondaries coach for the Saints. He actually got hired this past offseason. And so who's to say that, you know, Terry didn't give his cousin, like, hey, this Jade kid, I coached him. You know, like, if y'all have the opportunity to draft him, like, I like him a lot. So who knows what the Joseph ties did for Jade to go to Denver. I'm interested to know if there was any communication between the two.
For those who don't know anything about him, his spacing, his ability to read quarterbacks in zone, he's one of 7 corners to run a sub 4.4 at the combine. He's got balance, strength, His arms are short, but his timing and technique breaking up passes stand out on tape. Playmaker, tied for second in the SEC with 5 interceptions. Again, we know the power of the SEC. And he's a tough run defender.
Yeah, he tackles.
So
He tackles, for real. and he brings pop when he tackles. And I mean,
Pads
you,
clapping.
you didn't name he got the award to prove it, like Jim Thorpe Award winner. So I mean, he best DB in the nation.
lined up at safety and at linebacker last year too.
Yeah, played nickel the year before. I mean, he does it all.
Yeah. What up? What else you got, Fluver, man? You throwing us some alley oops right now? What else you got?
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna switch back to college, and I was listening at another sports show, and they said Mr. Oklahoma's coming on. I said, wait a minute, that name sounds familiar. He's on the playing team, man.
Yeah.
I want to tell him this. That's it.
Yeah.
I just want to tell him this. The Oklahoma Texas man. I can't speak for all Texas fans. What I'd like to see is that second Saturday in October have both teams almost equal. I don't want to go up there and just maybe put 40 or 50 points on Oklahoma, even though they're in bad shape. So I wanted to ask Mr. Oklahoma if he come on, are y'all going to get rid of y'all very expensive coach or not?
So he was on already, Pflugerville man, and he agreed with me when I floated it that this is a make or break year for Venables, and he thinks so. He thinks this is a make or break, and that he may be on the hot seat at the end of this year. I tried to exercise a little empathy in that he should get maybe a third year, maybe just another year to recruit heavy in the SEC, but I don't think so, brother. I think this is the year. And he agreed. Yeah. Mr. Oklahoma did agree.
That's good.
Hey,
I'll be watching this.
Aren't you a Lakers fan?
Yes, I am. Yes.
Oh, okay, so what do you? I want to get your opinion here. What do you think about LeBron and Luka in this series? What's your expectation?
You know what? At first, when I heard about the trade, I say, how are these two going to make it, man? Both of them love to have the ball in their hand.
Right.
But so far, they played good. They lost that first game, the Lakers, that is, but then they won the second game. So I think they played out pretty good. Could go a long way.
So they play tonight, and tonight they're in Minnesota, the Twin Cities. What do you say? They going to get this win tonight in Minnesota?
Yes, my fingers are crossed and my toes are crossed. Yeah, they can beat them.
Fluid man, go put on some shoes. Got out here barefoot. You able to cross your toes on us? No. Hey, we know your time is always short. Anything else you want to get at us about?
No, that's about it. Like I said, I'm going to watch that second round and look for Shadur and see why he's ran. I was surprised he didn't land in the first round. Totally surprised.
Brother,
man.
You ain't the only.
All right, I got to get back. Y'all have a good day.
All right, enjoy the rest of your day, sir. he ain't the only one. So the senior year stats for Jackson Dart. Mm-hmm. He connected at 69% of his passes. Yeah. 4,279 yards, 29 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Gentlemen, did he get drafted off of one win? And I think y'all might know the win I'm talking about. When he won 28-10 over number 3 ranked Georgia. Mm. Now that was a home game, but did that single-handedly get him drafted? Because he only threw for 199 yards in that game.
It was wet that game. I remember watching that game. The weather was pretty bad. So the conditions, but
is that what we doing?
I don't know. Corey said the coach said they liked Dart.
Yeah,
I was just trying.
I think it was just a fit thing. I think it was a fit thing. I think it was basically Dayball really liked Dart and his size and his, like I said, his tools, and I just felt like Dayball was like, this is my guy. Yeah. Okay. I don't think it's more so like a Shador. Mm-hmm. I don't think it's a consensus that Shador is worse than Dart around the league. Yeah. I just think sometimes coaches like particular players more than others at that specific position, and it may not be the popular opinion. I mean, look at Chicago. Mm-hmm. Prime example. Yeah. Everyone's talking about Tyler Warren out of Penn State, tight end. Oh, he's such a freak. He can do. You can put him anywhere. You play quarterback. You play running back. You play
from the crib.
Oh my goodness, he's everywhere. Yeah. And then Colson Loveland gets picked.
Yeah.
As the first tight end. Yeah. Because Ben Johnson wanted a tight end that can line up outside and run routes. You know, and that's what Sam Laporta did in Detroit.
Yeah.
And so he wanted a tight end to do the same thing. Cole Kmet can't really do that. And Warren can't really do that. Yeah. You know, Warren's a chess piece where you just move him everywhere. Loveland, you can tell him to go, hey, bro, go run a dig, and he will get open. Yeah. And so I just think it's all about how the coach sees his scheme and his fit for the specific players. And sometimes that means they may seem crazy compared to everybody else. But if you take a step back, it's like, oh, well, he fits that system perfectly. So I've been on this show saying I like Dart. Like, I do like Dart. I mean, I have been a fan of Dart. I thought Dart would be perfect in Pittsburgh. But I just didn't think he was first-round talent. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like Dart a lot, but, like, I don't like him that much. You know?
Mean, he in the SEC, he went 10-3. He lost to Kentucky. I don't know how. That was at home, 20-17. He lost to LSU. That was in overtime. By 3 points. So not much you could do against that. And then he lost to Florida.
Did you watch that game?
Was at the Swamp. I don't remember.
You need to go and watch the highlights of the game. That was a really bad ending to that game.
He threw for 323 yards, so tells me he was moving
that Florida game?
The ball. Yes, sir.
Look how many INTs he threw.
No, you don't want to watch that Florida game.
Yeah. Them INTs were literally back to back. I kid you not.
That Florida game was bad.
Good Lord. Yeah. I see 2 interceptions.
Yeah, and they were back to back at the worst times.
One of them sealed the game.
Yeah.
Especially because all the scoring happened in the first half, and in the second half, I mean, he lost by a touchdown, but they both scored 3 points in the third quarter, and in the fourth quarter, Mississippi put up 0, and Florida only got 1 touchdown. So it sounded like you had an opportunity to win that game. God. Indeed. Okay, so
go ahead.
Well, I might be stealing your thing, the winners and losers.
No, that's what I was going to say.
Can I say my winner? Yes, sir. Who's your winner?
The Atlanta Falcons.
Lord have mercy. What?
Yes.
Speak on it, brother.
Okay, so they selected Jalen Walker.
Yes, sir.
Edge rusher out of Georgia, and they traded up. It was the Rams pick to get James Pierce Jr. You know, they got their edge rushers to just boost up their defense even more, which is real crazy to me. Now, I'm actually kind of a little curious that if they drafted Jalen Walker because the Saints went and took Kelvin Banks picks before, and I wanted to know if they were looking at film and they were like, yo,
I know a guy.
Yeah, I know a guy that actually we saw what Jalen Walker and
3 sacks.
McKellen Williams did against UT. So I think
they even showed that on one of the highlights after he got drafted, because he ran down Arch Manning too.
I saw that
because they were like, oh, he's got speed. And that was the mobile quarterback. He went and got down on that clip you just did. And he's a little bit of a hybrid.
Yeah.
So you could use Walker. You could put his hand down, or you could stand him up. I mean, a little linebacker look.
Because let me say this too. Jalen Walker actually at the very beginning of the season, because I used to look at mock drafts like every single weekend, right?
Yeah.
He was not even a first round selection, predicted to be a first round selection. Until after that UT game. After that UT game, his name started popping up. Even the Panthers were like, oh, yeah, we're thinking about selecting him too. But, they didn't go that route.
Yeah. Right. No, he jumped up. Okay, you know what? To your point, those are 2 great picks.
Great picks.
In that division.
Yeah.
They're going to eat.
Like, Jesse Bates and A.J. Terrell is on that defense as well,
especially if New Orleans don't figure out their quarterback. If they're going to leave Spencer Rattler in there or old man Carr, broke up Carr, them boys coming around the corner on you, they about to eat. Okay, I like that. My winner, I'm just going to say Tennessee Titans did what they came to do. Honestly, there was no hesitation.
Yeah.
They said, we're going to get Cam Ward. I'm all right with that. We'll find out.
Yeah.
But either way, I said this before, and I know this sounds like a defeatist kind of attitude, but I don't care what happens with Cam Ward. Y'all won't checking on me. Ain't nobody giving me no offers. Nobody wants me, and I'm the number 1 pick overall. And that's all you could do. Ryan Clark, that's my fraternity brother, by the way, Corey.
Yeah, I know.
Ryan Clark says there's no science to this. And there is no science to this. You could be wrong. And it's all right. At the end of the day, we're not gonna look at you like you Nico Harrison. Oh, too soon? Is that too soon? Because we are trying our best to make an informed decision with what we have, and by all accounts, Cam Ward is about that business.
Yeah.
So if it doesn't work out, or if if he's a Deshaun Watson, and he's a massage man, then okay, that evidence wasn't out there. We didn't know, but he handled the pressures of being the king of Miami, and you can't get more pressure than that. 305, stand up. My loser though, all the teams that passed on Shedeur Sanders, that needed a quarterback. I'm just saying it because of what I just said. Everything I said about Cam, insert that for Shedeur. We know he can handle the distractions. Yeah. He came from money. He rich like Corey. No, but I'm just saying, I think that there's not much that will change for him. And he's family oriented. And he's got a great dad as a role model. We didn't hear, how many times did Coach Prime go bankrupt? Anybody got that number? We don't know. And he was hanging with Hammer, who did go bankrupt.
Is that why he was doing all those direct TV
He made a song, Must Be the Money, but he didn't go bankrupt. So that's a great representation, and I'll go with that. Corey, who's your winner and losers?
I don't think out of everything I say this, but Cleveland. Cleveland's my winner for me.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, I know.
I just think that when you have the ability to move back, get another first-round pick for next year, second-round pick this year, and a fourth-round pick this year, it's like
looking at the bigger picture.
And then you still get a starter. Like you move back to 5, and you get Mason Graham, who's going to be a solid 10-year DT.
Yep.
You know, and now you're looking at a situation where they probably weren't thinking this when they made the trade, but it's like, we still may F around and get our guy. We still may get Shedeur at 34. You know, and so like that's a possibility. Now I'll be interested to see what happens to start this draft today, because if the Browns go out there and use both those picks not on Shedeur, clearly they're looking at next year's quarterback class.
Yeah,
and if they are doing that, well, they're set up well there too, because now you got probably a top 10 pick from the Jaguars. I just don't expect the Jaguars to be good this year. And your own pick, which isn't going to be good, because if you don't draft Shedeur, you don't have a quarterback. So maybe 2 top 5 picks, maybe 2 top 3 picks in next year's draft.
And what quarterback? Go ahead and say it.
Arch Manning's
exactly.
So it's like they're set up perfect. Like if they want to draft Shedeur this year, they can go ahead and do it at 34. If this is not their guy, and they're just like, well, we'll build for the future.
Yeah.
They have that option too, which wait for next year's draft.
The way you said that, the first thing I thought is, if I had to compare the two, I take Arch because of those wheels.
Yeah. No, I mean I would too.
If everything else was the same, because everything I said about Shedeur, I could say about Arch. Yes, I know this is not the Eli or the Peyton kid, but he came from that family, and he played at the same school. High school, so that he had that pressure and handle it. He's handling everything. He sat behind Quinn.
Yeah.
Came in, played a little bit, went on right on back out. And I'm gonna tell you, I saw him put his head down and run this year. And when he came to that sideline, the way them boys was chest bumping and head slapping, I knew right then, them boys think you a dog and you one of the homies. And that's good enough for me. So you are well liked by your teammates, and I love that. You're not a prima donna. I like that, Corey. Wow.
At the end of the football season next year, I'm going to ask y'all that same question. Who would y'all take? Just to see.
Yeah, play like fart for Arch. We'll figure out something that rhyme. But
I
setting yourself up for next
man.
year.
I like Cleveland. I really do.
Wow.
Still got Myles Garrett there too.
Still got Garrett.
Crazy.
That's why you go get Graham too.
Graham to pair with Garrett. You know, like it really is. I wish it would have went Abdul. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I really wanted to see.
Abdul and Garrett would
really wanted to see that, man.
But, you know, respect. You know, you still got the DT. So.
Question for you. How about, I don't know if y'all saw, but Abdul Carter wants to wear Lawrence Taylor's 56.
Yeah.
What y'all think about that?
It's kind of wild.
That's some big shoes to
I'm
fill.
never a big,
that's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, I'm never a big put pressure on myself for no reason. I don't need that. Like Jalen Hyatt a couple years ago, when he went to the Giants and put on 13. I'm like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
I'm like, come on, bro. You can't be a receiver and wear 13 for the Giants. Like only Odell.
Corey, you got me thinking. Let me just pick your brain then.
What's up?
Okay, so 33. Sorry, they got the 33 and then I think 36 pick. Cleveland.
Yeah, I think 34.
We're back at it. You're listening to the Fans UKZI 88.7 FM. This is our sports show. We went and got the flyest, the chillest, the coolest, the one that the ladies love. We went and stole Corey Mose from K-View. Corey.
I thought you were talking about me, but all right.
We appreciate you. Corey.
What lady? That's hilarious.
What? Don't do it. You know I'll drop it.
Yeah, I know you're right.
I will chocolate drop it.
What ladies under 50 years old, really messing with me like that?
You know what though? So that's the inside joke, everybody. I didn't know. But apparently there is a nickname for Corey, and it's Chocolate Drop. But yeah, it was an older lady that broke off said that. And then there's a couple other old ladies I run into, older. They're older than me, ladies. And yeah, they checking on. I don't hang around the young hotties, but now I'm kind of curious of where you at. Like, is there one or two ahead of you, and you're like the third when it comes to the hotties? Like,
I guess so.
I want to know where is it ranking?
I'm top priority for the bingo club.
Hey, but they want to introduce you to.
Club is
They got daughters though. You the one they want to introduce to their daughters. And that counts.
Are we sure it's daughters or granddaughters?
Bro, when we get a chance, y'all make sure I tell y'all the black 808 3LW story that I got. Okay. Because I got one for y'all.
Gotcha.
I got a story to tell.
Little side question for y'all,
What's
right?
up?
I've seen both of y'all.
No BS, bro.
No, it's not. I've seen both of y'all put together some amazing fits.
Right.
You sometimes go by Dapper and just you being who you are, right? Who do y'all think was the best dressed at the draft?
I got one. Oh, you got it?
Okay. No, you first.
Shamar Stewart, bro. That green
That
suit.
green?
That green suit was smooth. With the chain, it was crazy.
I'm gonna have to give my top three, right? Shamar's actually not in there, right? So my top three was I loved Jalen Milroe's suit, even though he didn't get picked. I loved his suit.
I didn't even peep what he was wearing.
It was nice, man. It was like black with some, I don't know what brand it is, but it had the crosses on it. Will Campbell, I liked his green suit that he had on. Looked real spiffy. And there was one more dude. Dang, I forgot. Oh no, I actually enjoyed looking at Matthew Golden's
Oh yeah.
I actually really enjoyed looking at his dad's suit that he had on. But yeah,
Will Johnson. He went with the all white ensemble.
Dang, he's still on the board.
And he went with those black loafers to tighten up. That was clean. When you do all white, but you hit it with the black shoes, he stops right there. He had on some stunner shades.
Texans need to draft.
It was nice, man. So Will Johnson for me.
Yeah.
That white.
That is, bro. I totally forgot.
Yeah, he's still there.
Y'all have pick number 2. I say go get Will. Him and Derek Stingley.
I mean, he has to be like the best corner available. I mean, not best corner, but like best player available, and everybody's bored. Like,
well, it's funny you say that, Mr. Mose, because that is what I wanted to do when we came back.
Okay.
I wanted to ask you about best available.
Oh, bro, I need to look at the list.
Okay. Well, I was going to tell you the name. I was going to tell you the names and give you a little input. But defensive tackle, because we were talking about the Browns. They were on the clock. You would have liked for them to put somebody on the other side of Myles Garrett. But what if they went and got Darius Alexander? Now, he was at Toledo, 6'4", 305. Better pass rusher than his 9 sacks over 5 collegiate seasons suggests. He has the tools. He can get off blocks. Top of his rushing mix is push-pull. Then Texas A&M had Shamar Turner. Shamar Turner is a big dog, too. Like he's 290, 6'3", 290. Then we had T.J. Sanders out of South Carolina. Bear with me now. He's 6'4", 297. I'm going to give you this last one, and then I'm going to hit you with this big one. 6'2", 291, Omar Norman Lott from Tennessee. And then this one, who I know you know about, Alfred Collins. Jamal New, 6'6", 332 pounds, massive, versatile, excellent length. Line up anywhere along the defensive line. He stacks, tackles, guards, centers, tracks the ball. Do you think Cleveland should make a move on any of them? And would that make you happy since they didn't go and put somebody that you technically wanted, like Abdul Carter, next to Myles Garrett?
No, none of those dudes, because those are DTs. You know,
Right.
The dude that I'm looking at, I hope Browns are too. Mike Green.
Ooh,
Yeah,
out of
bro.
Marshall.
How did he
Marshall.
not go?
How do you know about Marshall?
Don't
Corey?
know how.
You legit.
Don't know how he didn't get picked. But you have a guy that led the nation in sacks last year.
Yes, sir.
And also when he played Ohio State, he had a sack against Ohio State. And you know, I actually listened to an interview with Joel Klatt, and he mentioned how when Marshall played Ohio State, Joel Klatt actually commentated that game. And so he had like a pre-game, basically what the analysts do. They have like a little time for people who don't know before the game, like a day or two before the game. They meet up with the coaches and players and just ask them basically an hour long just conversation.
Yeah,
trying to learn about the team, trying to learn about the scheme, what their game plan is. So then when the broadcast happens, that's how they know what to talk about throughout the broadcast, because they already talked to the teams a couple of days before.
Yes, sir.
And so when they had that conversation with Marshall, apparently the head coach, he was a coordinator for Bama last year, 2 years ago.
Okay.
And he said that Mike Green would have been a starter at Bama.
God.
Yeah.
He wholeheartedly believes that. But, you know, he had a little situation in Tennessee, which forced him to go to Marshall. And so you have a guy that's stamping that, like, yeah, he's a Bama guy, just not playing for Bama. I just don't understand how he has that stamp of approval and leads the nation in sacks and not be picked in the first round.
Okay.
It's very interesting. So I think if you pair him with Garrett, yeah, that's scary.
Oh, it is.
Along with Mason Graham on that D-line.
Can I give you another one for the locals? Baron Sorrell.
Yeah, Sorrell.
6'3", 256 pounds. For those who don't know, he's ranked 20th at his position. On the pre-draft, according to ESPN, he's tied for second at the combine among the defensive ends with 28 reps in the bench press.
Strong.
And that shows up on tape. Shoots his hands, stacks blockers, top-heavy offensive tackles. He yanks them to the ground, chases the quarterback with power and energy. He's lower on this list, way below Green. I know we heard you on Green, but the locals, you know, we want to know about a couple of our Longhorns.
Yeah,
could you see him?
Sorrell's definitely nice. I mean, for the Senior Bowl, he got picked as the best D lineman of the Senior Bowl.
Oh,
and so that told me a lot that he was impressing in front of scouts and in front of coaches at the Senior Bowl. So his stock kind of rose a little bit after that.
Okay.
After that time in Mobile, but I like Sorrell a lot. I actually got to meet his mom at the pro day. We had a whole, I would say, 15-20 minute conversation, just chopping it up, and you can see why he's such a well-mannered young man. You can see where he comes from.
How tall is Mama?
Mom's short.
Oh,
Mom's short. Mom's probably like 5'5".
Good grief.
5'6".
Dad must have been about 6'7".
Yeah, it had to be. Yeah. So you know, I like Barron because he's gonna be a guy in the locker room that's just not gonna have any trouble. He's gonna actually improve the locker room when it comes to just leadership, when it comes to philanthropy and stuff like that. But when it comes on the field stuff, he'll be a solid player. Like, I think he'll be a good rotational piece on any D line. I think of a guy like Moro Ojimo, who a lot of Longhorn fans know. He had a tackle for loss in the Super Bowl for the Eagles. I think Baron Sorrell could be something like that. Maybe a starter, you know.
Yeah.
But I think for his rookie year, definitely a rotational piece that can come in different situationals and cause some problems. But
Corey, we have no way of knowing that you would know this, but 28 reps, second amongst defensive ends in the bench press. Who the big dog in the weight room back for the Longhorns?
Oh, right now Texas.
Would he have been number one?
That's a good question.
Or because if he wasn't number one, who is left out there?
There's some dudes.
Offensive tackles out there.
I'm trying to think about like who is some big dudes.
Just
on the
curious
team.
if you knew.
I mean, you got to throw in, like, I wonder how much David Benda benched. David's pretty big linebacker.
Oh.
I wonder how much Alfred Collins benched.
Oof.
Now that I think about it. So yeah, there's some strong dudes on that team. Heck, even Kelvin Banks. I wonder how much Banks, or even Cam Williams.
Yeah, 6'6", 317, Cam Williams.
Yeah, I wonder how much Cam Williams bench. Now that I think about it, he's still on the board, by the way.
Yes, he is.
Should have been a first rounder. Got hurt against Clemson.
Yeah.
So I wonder who picks him up. Texans might as well, you know.
After losing,
might as well, you know.
You'll take that.
Might as well, Texans. Go ahead and press that button. So, yeah, I think the best available right now. I'm just so shocked Will Johnson's on the board. I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't know this injury stuff was that serious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or is it? Like, is it one of these situations where it's like, oh, people are just chirping just to chirp, and it's not really true, and he's gonna come out and be like the best DB, like, for whatever team he gets drafted on. Like, is it that type of situation, or is this really like a chronic injury? I'm very interested to know. Yeah. But I'm excited to see how today goes. I'll be at Makuba's draft party today, so we'll see where he goes.
That's what's up. Send me the ID, bro.
I got you, bro. Invite only.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna be fly tonight though. I got a black and white ball to go to, so yeah, I gotta get fly for that.
So clean.
Hey, kind of excited about that. Okay, gentlemen, we talked trench warfare. We're talking offensive tackle, defensive lineman, edge rushers. So building up those trenches. We talked a little about quarterback market dynamics. It can I don't want to overlook. Can we also acknowledge that last year happened, and that affected this year when it came to quarterbacks?
Yeah,
because there were so many taken, and of course that can't. In no reality can another 6 of the top 12. It can't happen again 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
And I think that's just the problem that we had, right? Do you guys agree that it just couldn't happen again?
Yeah, it just couldn't happen again. And in my opinion, it couldn't happen again. And I know some of these teams need quarterbacks, but they need other pieces too.
Right. You know? Okay, so then we didn't go too far.
I would argue, like, no offense, but these quarterbacks aren't good.
Yeah, they're not good.
Like, to be honest, Cam would probably be around where Bo Nix was at.
Yeah, arguably.
You know, arguably.
Because no one knew Bo Nix was going to blow up in his first year.
He'll be around J.J. McCarthy. Like, that was where he would have been evaluated.
We still don't know
and
how he's gonna do.
Yeah. And so it's just like, I don't think it's the fact that they had 6 quarterbacks drafted last year in the first round. I just think it's the fact that this class isn't that good. I mean, it's simple as that. Like, this class reminds me a lot of the Kenny Pickett class. Now, I think this class is a lot better.
On the backup QBs.
I wouldn't say a lot better. This class is better than the Kenny Pickett class, but it's way more closer to that than the class last year. And I think that's the problem why you don't see a lot of quarterbacks.
Two Heisman Trophy winners in the class from last year. Just throwing that.
Yeah, the one thing I am looking out for, and I wouldn't mind talking about NBA after this, to be honest. This running backs. Like, now it's the time.
Yeah.
Like, now is the time to see, okay, who is value where? And like we mentioned earlier on the show,
we said it.
This is going to be strategically who fits our scheme. Like we mentioned, Loveland going to Chicago was a scheme fit. Dart going to New York was a scheme fit. The coaches loved those guys for that particular position. Not saying he was the best player at that position, but in their eyes, he fits their scheme the best.
Yes.
So when it comes to these running backs, Travion Henderson, Quinshon Judkins, Jaden Blue, Taj Brooks. Like, these guys, Taj Brooks is a lot different.
Scatterbo.
Yeah, Scatterbo.
Forget, he had a great run.
Yeah.
Scatterbo and Brooks are a lot different than Travion Henderson. So it's like, what type of back do you want?
Yeah, I agree. Because, Browns got the first pick, and then they also got the 4th pick in the 2nd round. Just to be honest, Chubbs can't stay healthy.
Nah, he can't.
He can't stay healthy. I say you go and
go get 2.
Go get 1. Yeah, or 2.
I thought you and I agreed on that.
Go
get 2. Go get them both.
Go get 2. And even a team like, the Bears don't.
Just get Henderson and Judkins.
I'm telling you. Yes, that could be that could work.
That would be crazy.
They're from Ohio.
Oh, from Ohio.
That would be
easy
crazy.
The fans would love it.
The fans would.
All the fans can wear the Ohio State jerseys to the game.
That would be crazy.
Because in my opinion, you got to think about it like this when you're building your team, right? You got to think about, like, do we get the best player or Yes, but like we gotta be able to compete with our division rivals. You know, that's how I'm thinking. Like it's not like
what matters the most.
What matters the most.
And you're not settling because ESPN of the best available running backs, they have them 1 and 2 of the second round.
You're not.
So
reaching.
you're not settling.
You're not reaching,
and they get along.
Yeah.
Whatever the dynamic is, if you're gonna say one is better than the other, they seem to be all right with that.
Yeah. I think a lot of these NFL teams are forgetting your record just has to be better than 3 teams to make the playoffs.
Yep.
If you really think about it, like
right.
if you're the best team in your division, you make the playoffs. So
Texas has been doing that the past 5 years, man.
And whatever one doesn't have, the other has.
Yeah.
So we know Travion Henderson is a pass blocker, finds those assignments, but then if you want to get to the athlete, that's Judkins, and he could break it. He had the second fastest 10-yard split. He broad jumped 11 feet at the combine. Third best vertical, 38.5 inches at the position. I mean, that's lower body explosiveness right there.
Like, man, I really wish Travis was here because the
4.48
the Cowboys. You said 4.48.
He ran a 4.48
No, that's fast.
Judkins.
That is fast.
And he's
for
6
his
foot.
size.
He's there you go. So he's big.
I
That's
like
fast.
I've been saying it, bro. I like Judkins more than Henderson. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Cowboys have pick number 12. I would not be surprised if all these teams just do some petty stuff and just start selecting all the running backs right here, like back to back. Bears got 2 picks coming up.
They got 2.
Yeah, they do.
The Bears have 2.
Round.
So it's 7th and the 9th pick.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
They have 2.
One of them's running back. For
Yeah.
sure.
Like I said, Browns got 2.
2.
I don't think the Raiders are gonna, after taking Genty, I don't think they're gonna get another. The Patriots could potentially do it. Do stuff. Stevenson back there. But
So-
Yeah, they got Stevenson.
So Caleb Johnson is going to go to Chicago then. Played at Iowa. And so they know him up there around those parts. So I think the fan base is going to know. I mean, we're talking adjoining states there.
See, but Jamal just made a good point though. Yeah. Like, if you're a Cowboys fan, calm down, right? And I saw a lot of Cowboys fans pissed off last night.
Yes, they were.
And I would argue you got probably one of the most like high floor guys in the draft. Like Tyler Booker is a dude that's going to be a starter.
Yeah.
He's going to start day one. And what else you want to ask for from a first round pick? It's not flashy, I get it, but the O-line got to be good. We got to go against Philadelphia twice a year. So now it's like what Jamal just mentioned. Yeah, I could see 1 or 2 backs taken before the Cowboys, but I mean, we just named them. You got Travion.
Yeah.
You got Quinshawn.
How stable?
You got Caleb Johnson. I like Caleb Johnson.
I know.
I like Caleb Johnson.
I know.
And then like we said, Taj, Jaden Blue. Like, there is a lot of backs still available, and that's why they didn't reach for Omarion Hampton. They knew the value just wasn't there that early at 12, and they probably couldn't trade back. And so you get a guard in Booker to now block for the running back that you're about to draft in the second round. So, yeah, I just think a lot of Cowboy fans kind of freaked out a little bit last night because it's like, oh, they drafted another offensive lineman, and not only that, but the offensive lineman that has the name Tyler as his first name. So they got 3 offensive linemen that have Tyler as their first name: Tyler Smith, Tyler Guyton, and now Tyler
Texas.
Booker.
You know what's crazy? We all keep forgetting this dude is in the draft. Ollie Gordon, the third, is
Bro,
in this
yes,
draft.
facts.
No.
Facts. I do be forgetting.
Yeah.
I do be forgetting.
What?
Because he should have came out last year, bro.
Yeah.
He should.
His stock was so high last year.
Yeah.
Well, so Corey, do you remember Devin Neal played at Kansas
Devin
that
Neal?
we
Devin
mentioned?
Yeah.
I like Devin.
And there's been some
Had a heyday against
some
Colorado.
good running backs come out of Kansas, and he was the first one to have 1,000 rushing yards in 3 straight seasons. So
Bro,
we're talking patience following lead blocks.
We just named 8.
Okay.
8 running backs.
So Cowboys fans,
I'll tell you them.
y'all gonna be all right. Y'all gonna be all right if y'all go get it.
Now the question
Now, what
is,
if they wait till the third
receiver
round?
though? Receivers, but I think you can wait till the third round for a receiver. For a running back.
Really?
Yeah, I think you can. I mean, we just named 8 dudes.
No, you're right.
Like, it just depends on
You're
what they're
right.
looking for. Like, if they want a Jaden Blue, like someone that's just explosive
that's
out the
third
back,
round.
that's third
He'll be
round.
there. He'll be
If
there.
you want a Taj Brooks, the goal line guy, to replace Zeke, that's third round.
Ollie Gordon will be there.
Ollie Gordon, third round.
Yeah.
But like, I
Taj
think they
Brooks.
got to go receiver
Yeah.
second
Browns.
round. Like they because the value of receivers dropped drastically
Yeah.
compared to the running backs. So I don't know, bro. I don't know who's on the board. You got Luther on the board. You got that Higgins kid from Iowa
I'm not
State.
a believer in him at all. I'm not just
Higgins
being
kid?
honest. Yeah, Higgins. Just from I actually
You got
went,
Bond's on the board.
I still think. Yeah, I think Bond is better than all these receivers up here, believe it or not. You know, I get it. Talk this talk. Didn't get the running a 40 is not easy.
No,
being a
no,
track
it's
guy,
not.
It's really not easy, y'all. But still, he has a higher miles per hour. Miles per hour than all. Yeah, Thank you so much. Top speed than all these dudes. So I say go get him because he's definitely going to be a nice little deep threat. Jack Beck is on the board. Has an amazing story. Same time, he's not really a threat in my opinion. But
so, gentlemen,
that's all I'm looking at. Gosh, these dudes.
You know, something else happened last night.
Nick Nash.
The Oklahoma City Thunder overcame a 29-point deficit to defeat the Memphis Grizzlies 114-108, taking a commanding 3-0 lead in that series.
This series is so fun.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander led with 31 points. Chet Holmgren had 24. And John Morant left with a hip contusion. Is it over?
Yes.
It
was, in my opinion, it was over like after game one, man.
Yep.
You lose by 50. First of all, you lose. Thank you. Really, you're losing by 50. Your butt should not be in the playoffs. I don't care what anybody says, bro.
I totally agree.
Well, so would y'all say that to Scottie Pippen's face? Because he said, my son is still in that game, and he went out there and he got 28. Once he got the opportunity.
That's cool.
Still lost.
Sounds good.
You can bring up all them individual stats all you want, but at the end of the day, if your team
Good job,
is losing,
Scotty.
You
went up. So we know what that one is done. So the Lakers.
Clippers. I want to talk Clippers though. I mean, we talked about that last Friday, and like that was the matchup. That matchup and the Rockets and Warriors were the two matchups we mentioned that we're looking forward to watching. And man, oh man, they have proven to be really good matchups.
Really
the
great.
first two games.
34 points last night.
Yeah, Clippers showed out last
34 points. The Nuggets, people, lost 117-83.
Yeah.
Corey, that series is 2-1, but are you worried?
Am I worried
for the Nuggets?
Oh, for the Nuggets? Yeah, I mean, definitely. I think when you get beat like that, now you have a chance to go down 3-1. And, I mean, I said this last week, bro. Like, the Clippers, they're good, man.
Really,
they are
really
good. Like, when
Kawhi's
they're
healthy. Yes.
Like, the question is, how long is Kawhi healthy?
Literally.
He hasn't finished, check this, he hasn't finished a postseason since 2020. It's been 5 years since he's actually finished a postseason healthy. And so it's like, when is that ball going to drop? We're all just waiting for that to happen. I hate that we're all waiting for it. But it's like, your track record shows you're going to get hurt at some point. And so.
And by the way, there's an MVP on that roster with him.
Yeah, James.
Who didn't have to show out last night.
But
he just went 20 points.
That's the scary part, though.
9 rebounds.
Because the game before he did. And so, like, that's the thing with this team. Like, you can go off with James one night. Kawhi can go off one night. One night, Norman can drop 25.
Yes, he can.
They're in the locker room playing rock, paper, scissors to see who gets it.
No, for real.
No.
And then
Zubac
Kawhi's
ain't no slouch.
Yeah,
he ain't scared. He said, I'm European like you, homie. I got fundamentals like you. I'm all right. So he went 19-9 with 1 assist and 1 block. I mean, that's good. He was half and half. 5 offensive rebounds, 4 defensive rebounds. He held his own. He held his weight because Joker still got a triple-double.
Yeah.
But it don't matter nothing, though. It don't matter. So I'm just kind of curious here then. Kawhi, James Harden, Owen Powell each scored at least 20 points. Is that a flex? Is that just a little reminder?
It's what they've been doing this whole year, though. Like, I mean, I think that's something that, like, they know how to do. They know how to play with each other. So we have a caller, though. So
okay,
we'll get to the line.
You are live on the air.
All right. I was calling to quiet you all up on that NFL draft. I was wondering when y'all was going to jump to the NBA.
Well, we here now. What's on your mind?
Okay. Yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about. Just what y'all was about to say. I was going to talk on proof of greatness,
Yeah.
A trait preserving the body and protecting the body.
Oh.
Yeah, because these great, talented athletes like Jimmy Butler and Kawhi, what's his name, Leonard.
Yeah.
They don't. I guess these guys, they're getting hurt because they don't know how to preserve their body and to fall.
Well, I'll agree with you a little bit. There is a method.
That has to be a trait.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. Now, this is new for Jimmy Butler, though. Mm-hmm. Jimmy Butler has stayed relatively
all
healthy.
The time.
I wouldn't say in the playoffs. I'd have to look back and see how many 82 seasons he's had, 82 game seasons, but I don't remember him being hurt often. But he is aging, and his usage is high in Golden State. They're using him like he's the young Jimmy Butler, and it has been effective.
And he's coming up to it too, because I was watching him and I think those players were thinking the same thing. They couldn't stop him.
Oh,
so they hurted him.
Yeah. I'm a little curious about that. That's a good point, though. I like where you're going with that about their health. So hey, let's talk about, because you've been waiting to get this, and we don't have much longer.
Yeah.
Let's go through all the series if you don't mind. So tonight, Celtics and Magic are playing. What's your take on that? The Celtics are up 2-0.
Another dude hurt too.
I'm gonna take the Celtics.
Oh, okay. And you heard Corey say that there is an injury.
Huh?
Oh, I was just wondering if any injuries were gonna surprise you on this.
Tatum was hurt in game 2, and they beat the brakes off of him. So
yeah, Tatum is already. He's already injured. He his wrist is up, because he didn't know how to fall on that.
Yeah. And okay.
That's what I was going to get into. But like you say, y'all almost ready to go, because I was going to really, dwell on some of it.
Well, we got one more.
I was going to use, huh?
Let's get one more out of you then. Okay. Let's talk about the Lakers Timberwolves. Now that's tied 1-1. What's your take on that? Now that you got Luka and LeBron together.
Well, that's what I use for proof of greatness, James, how he has preserved his body. And I think that for that pick'em, I went for the Lakers. I don't know which one I chose, but I think the Lakers might pull it off because of Duncic and Reeves just lifted his game up.
Yeah.
And then those other guys that's really contributing. So I'm going to go with the Lakers, and I know James, his smartness and his greatness, and, with his IQ of basketball, they're going to pull it off.
Well, you have done a great job, ma'am. That was an opportunity that we did not know that we were going to get this much in at the tail end. So thank you for keeping us focused on that. So we got a little bit of NBA in. Thanks for calling in.
Thank you.
Everyone, we appreciate y'all listening. Corey Mose from KView, Jamal January. Appreciate what you're doing over there, Jamal. And for everyone else, we will see you back next